Now, tensions have escalated between Ankara and Moscow since Tuesday when the Turkish forces shot down a Russian bomber on the border with Syria. Moscow has described Turkey's action as a planned provocation. Russia has threatened economic retaliation against Turkey and accuses Ankara of supporting ISIL or Daesh terrorists. Turkey has rejected the accusations. PressTV is taking a closer look.
No little tensions between Russia and NATO member Turkey. The tensions began after Turkey shot down a Russian fighter jet over Syria on Tuesday. The downing of the warplane has strained relations, causing ties to hit their lowest level in decades. Russia, which is Turkey's second-largest trade partner, is considering a series of retaliatory measures against Ankara. Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev said the punitive steps include banning imports of all Turkish products and halting joint economic projects like suspension of a planned pipeline project which would allow Russia to export gas to the European Union through Turkey. Already, the country's tourist board has suspended all tours to Turkey, a move that is estimated to cost the Turkish economy $10 billion. The officials of the two countries are also engaged in a war of words. Russian President Vladimir Putin said large amounts of oil are transported from ISIL-held territories into Turkey every day.
The amount of oil that is transported out from the Syrian border, as we've seen, is in an industrial scale, and they are sent out from the regions controlled by the terrorist group rather than other places. Our jets have witnessed these from the sky, and these fuel tankers have been entering Turkey day and night. The UN Security Council has special resolutions over this issue that ban the purchase of oil from terrorist groups because it can be said that those barrels are filled with not only oil but also the blood of residents from countries like us.
Putin said the terrorists will spend the money from selling oil to buy weapons and ammunition and cause more bloodshed. He added that if the Turkish government is not informed of the issue, there may be corruption and collaboration involved. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has lashed out at those who accuse his country of buying oil from ISIL.
Now they say Turkey is buying oil from ISIL. Officials are saying that. Shameful. The suppliers of oil and natural gas to Turkey are apparent. Our biggest supplier is Russia. Those who are claiming that we are buying oil from ISIL has to prove that.
Since the beginning of the conflict in Syria, the U.S. and some of its regional and Western allies, including Saudi Arabia and Turkey, have been supporting militants bent on toppling the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The president has been elected by popular vote. Following an official request from Damascus on September 30th, Russia launched military airstrikes against Daesh and other terrorist groups in Syria. The move seemed to be at odds with Washington and its allies' objective of toppling Assad, and they're now facing a big challenge to their policy.
Joining us to discuss this further via Skype from Brisbane is Max Igan. He's a radio host and political commentator. Many thanks for joining us here on PressTV, Mr. Igan. Now, as we've just said in this report as well, there are many accusations being leveled against Turkey that its downing of the Russian jet was a deliberate and pre-planned provocation. Do you see it that way?
Look, it wouldn't surprise me at all. When you see what Russia has done and you see what Turkey has done, you look at the track record of this country. And it's also been unconfirmed reports of Daesh terrorists going across the Turkish border and actually even conversing with the guards on the way. There is no doubt that Turkey is supporting these terrorists in the Syrian war, and there is no doubt that they are taking oil from these terrorists. So when you see Russia has come in and it's basically attacked the army that Turkey is supporting, then it wouldn't be a surprise that Turkey would do this. It's got to be understood by everybody that what we're seeing in Syria is not a civil war. This is a covert war. This is a secret army that's been built to go in and undermine Syria to topple the Assad regime. That's really what it's all about. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if this was a deliberate act. And when you think about it, I mean, they're both supposed to be fighting ISIS. If even Russian bombers are crossing over the Turkish border into Turkish airspace, well, isn't Turkey fighting ISIS and ISIL as well? Aren't we all fighting the same people here? What is the reason to even level a shot at a Turkish jet?
Indeed. Now, also, Turkey is trying to de-escalate the situation now, saying that it's trying to contact the Russian side to ensure that tensions simmer down. But Russia, on the other hand, we've seen, is imposing economic sanctions on Turkey. Do you think this can escalate into something even more serious?
Well, it could. It has potential to go, very, very serious. I mean, of course, Turkey is trying to put these, appeasements towards Russia because of the enormous economic implications it has if Russia does impose these sanctions. But it does have the potential to go very, very nasty from this point if people don't remain some sort of sanity and retain some sort of composure.
All right, let's leave it there for now. That's Max Igan, radio host and political commentator, joining us via Skype from Brisbane. Mr. Igan, it's always a pleasure having you with us here on Press TV.